Good night. I don't know. I want to express something, and maybe other people feel this way, and maybe it's I guess to victimize myself, the curse of an ambitious mind, ambitious mindset. But I don't want to be great anymore. Like, I don't want to, and not on some like, I don't just want to be great, I want to be excellent. Like, I just don't want to do that shit no more. It's just so much like work, and when you get there, it's just not over, you know. Like, I want it to kind of be over, like, you know. And this came up while I was watching Ant-Man. Good movie. I thought everybody played their part, and I went into it thinking that Jonathan Majors carried the movie. But to be very honest, like, I don't see the problem with that movie. Like, that movie to me was good. But one thing in the movie, Kang was talking about you don't see it, like, you know, like something that people can't see, blah blah blah, and then all the other Kangs and stuff like that over time that showed up, and it was one of those things where, like, I kind of sympathize with Kang, like him as a villain, but he really wasn't a villain. He was better than that, but he was fighting, in a sense, himself. Like, you're not better than me. What do you mean? I am you. Like, you know, it's like, it's that fight, that constant fight, that person that's in you, that person that might be programmed into you too. And that's like the thing that I was like conceptualizing in my mind when I was just thinking about making this video and how to actually put out my thoughts to where it would be coherent. And it was just like, okay, how can I really talk about and help people understand where I'm coming from, and two, what they may be actually feeling themselves. You know, what about me? What about, sorry, sniffles. What about me, and what about, you know, what I'm trying to put out there is worthwhile, is pertinent to other people. I've said this in my videos in the past, like, you know, getting that big body car and stuff like that. But then it's like, you get it, and it's just like, okay, I get more compliments from dudes. Fuck. It's just like, and it's like, well, what are you doing it for? It's just like, well, bitch, I'm trying to get bitches. Like, you know, in the pursuit of pussiness, you know, like, in the pursuit of pussy. And people will poo-poo it, you know, hey, listen, everybody has their thing. And I mean, I used to, like, not feel that way, or like, you know, go towards that end, but or not just go towards that end. I've done that before, for sure, and in some cases I still do, but it's like there's something deeper than that, right? Not per se a deeper meaning, but a more like a deeper programming to it, where I'm looking at it and it's like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want, even though I can afford it, I just don't want that for myself. I was thinking, like, you know, I got out of the movie and I was like, okay, it'd be nice to go get something to eat at a restaurant. And then in the movie before this, I was like, hey, I'm just going to go to Kroger's and get something real quick and just go back home. And then I got a code, and I got some coding stuff to do, and I got a deadline for tomorrow, so I'm going to get that in. And I don't know, for whatever reason, it was just like a dissatisfaction, an urge, so to speak, where it's like, I want to do more. I want to do something else, you know, like, I want to get out. I want to, you know, be around, not like people, but like, hey, I'm doing something nice. And honestly, I was just like, I don't want to drive an hour to one of my favorite restaurants. And you know, I love the duck nachos. Reed's Apothecary in Brunswick, Georgia. Fabulous place, awesome. The ribeye is amazing. You put that on top of some yellow rice with some creamy Brussels sprouts. Like, I didn't have Brussels sprouts really until I was there, and like, wow, amazing. And you know, maybe get the crab cake and everything like that. So the pulled duck nachos, Reed's Apothecary, R-E-I-D apothecary, however you spell that. It's like, I could probably spell it out from there. Anyways, but I was like, I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to take the drive, even though I easily could. It's not like I'm tired. But is that what satisfies me? And then it goes deeper. It's just like, okay, maybe you get like a car or something like that, man. Like, I can still go ahead and get that S-Class that I ordered, because they were like, hey, listen, it's going to come in April, you know, so they always keep you like there just so they can sell the car as soon as possible. You ordered it, oh, you feel some type of way, no problem, cool. Hey, how about now? You feel better? That person doesn't offend you anymore? All right, cool, here, the car's still here. Come on, baby. Come on. Get into debt. The banks love you. Come on, daddy loves you. So it's like, and it's like, you know, okay, is that a vision back at, you know, kind of getting back to the point, is that really greatness, right? You know, is that my vision of greatness? Because everybody's vision of greatness is different, like having family and stuff like that, or just having something to eat every day, and that's fine, and going to church and supporting others. You know, now I'm in the position to help out my father and actually pay his mortgage. I paid his mortgage for February, and I'll be paying it again here in a couple of weeks, or next week or so. And then I gotta, you know, situate everything so I can start giving my mom some money every month, right? And then just making those payments into perpetuity, because I have the ability to do so for now. And hopefully, probably even like pay that shit off as soon as possible, so it's not like, you know, I have to do it forever. But that's cool. But why is that not enough? And that's what it gets to, is like, you know, the mindset of a person that's ambitious. You know, you hear, because it's like such a buzzword, like intergenerational. I want to ensure that my children have intergenerational wealth, and, you know, I need a man that's ambitious. Like when you hear from a woman talking, I need a man that's ambitious, you know, and then you hear from dudes, they're like, oh, you know, you got to be a hustler, you know, you got to be able to protect and provide. And you just really start to see where you're just always pushed into like doing more. And at some point, of course, you're like, you embrace it. You're like, yo, I want this. I need this. This is who I am. I need this. I'm king. You know, like, this is who I am. And then you start to question then, like, is that who I am? Is that really what I want? Not putting up with bullshit from other people, or people possibly wasting your time. Today I had a hair appointment, and I went in there and I told her, like, a while back, I said, hey, listen, 30 minutes. If I don't get in the seat by 30 minutes, I'm gone. I feel you. Like, I understand you're busy and everything like that, but if I was to, you know, cut up and, you know, do whatever, I could say, hey, my time is worth this, and I have the pay stubs to prove it, right? Versus your time, you know, and I wouldn't want to waste your time. I wouldn't want to take too long. I would apologize and all this other stuff. And I told this woman before this about this as well. So really, no hard feelings. I got up when it hit like 3:30. It was like 3:32, and I was like, okay, ma'am, I'll reschedule. Bye. And then just like walked out, you know, and that was it. But, and she knew it, because you could just tell with the way she like didn't react. So there's that part. But it's like you start to have those like thoughts, and it wasn't something I harbored in a sense. I just want to talk about it, but it was like you have those thoughts of like, man, this motherfucker wastes my time. I hate when people waste my time. Like, yo, my time is so precious and important. Do you know who I am? I'm fucking Young Grizzly. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get it understood. Like, you know, I'm better than you. Like, am I? She has something that you want. Just like family, you know. So we get in this constant back and forth. We get into this constant like push for more, you know. And it fits well, of course, in America. You got one house. Okay, I make enough. Let me get two house. Or two house. One house, two house. And you push and you want more. You want to do more. You want to have more vehicles. I want a bigger garage and stuff like that. And it's just like, nobody will ever see this because it's going to be hidden literally behind some trees, and maybe 1 or 2 people, your friends or something like that, but your friends don't really come and visit you like that. I mean, some of my friends do, but it's just, I'm out of the way. I'm away from like city areas, and the people that like this type of stuff live here. So it's like, I try to get out and talk with more people, and I do make friends and everything else around here too, that's for sure. In fact, I need to go to that Reed's Apothecary with my neighbor one of these days. But that push, I just don't feel like being pushed in that direction anymore. Like, I like being challenged. Like, recently I've had to learn a new coding framework, Nest.js, which is a TypeScript-based framework, and it has a lot of, like, it's a TypeScript-based framework, batteries included, meaning, like, it has, like, helper scripts and commands to create files for you automatically, and you can just go ahead and start writing your code. A lot of stuff it gives you a nice skeleton, and then it allows you to flesh it out with your own code. You just have to understand how dependency works, dependency injection, inversion, or inversification, and stuff like that. And I'm getting, you know, I'm being introduced to those topics. So now it's like, when I start talking, this is the type of experience that I wanted. Like, I was having an issue with one of my services, and I'm like, why doesn't this work? And then I found out you just have to change the name. And I'm like, why doesn't this? And it's like, you know, you start to see, you get that real world practice applied knowledge, right? That is okay. I want that. And I'm okay with that. But some of the other things and thoughts that I have as an American consumer, I want a new TV. I gotta get these floors done. Yo, that Persimmon couch, that Lazy Boy sectional. Oh, I need it. $10,000. I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, I could go ahead and get. You know, it's just that constant, like, push fight to, like, want more, get more. Like, I'm rolling up to the house now, and, you know, got the lights and everything, and, you know, got that whole thing situated. I don't know if I posted that video. I didn't. I think it's on my, it's on my, like, TikTok and Instagram. But, you know, buying more art and, you know, those things are a little bit more enjoyable because I get to enjoy and see those things, sit back and relax, and like, oh wow, this is nice, you know. Like, when you get that chance to sit down for like 30 minutes, or maybe on the weekend, unlike this weekend and the last weekend, I have to, like, freaking deadlines and stuff, so I gotta get that stuff going. But you really start to get tired. And I won't say that I'm burnt out, even though I know what that's like, but I want a change. I want a change in direction, and I need to make a change in direction. Not because I don't like where I'm at right now. I just don't like where I could possibly be going, you know? Maybe I can do more, be more comfortable, but then also that push, like, yo, why do you need to make X, Y, and Z amount of dollars? And not on some, like, because of this chick, like, you know, you talk to these chicks nowadays, like, already did that. But other things, like going to see my trainer and then having those goals in the gym now. Like, I'm, like, I'm back up to, like, benching, like, 275. And, like, I haven't been there in a while. And I didn't think I was going to get there. That wasn't like the, you know, swole wasn't the goal, even though it is this year. But it was just like, whoa, August now into September. And again, sorry for the bad audio on the workout video, or on the video I was in the gym doing stretches and stuff. That, of course, you know, I got the other video out, so you guys, that should already be up if you haven't seen it. Just apologize for that. I'll get better at that. I'll probably do another, like, one of those Friday night sessions or something like that. But just that push, man, like, what drives me? And then not just what drives me, what vehicle am I in? What fuel does it take? How much does that fuel cost? The cost of all of this. What price am I paying to be this ambitious, to be great, to be better than. Who am I trying to be better than? Is it enough or is it not enough that I'm better than people from high school? Am I better than people from high school? That insatiable like hunger of like just, again, those with I think those with an ambitious mind will understand what I'm talking about, where you just get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, fucking pushed, just to just do more, be great, be better than. Be better than who? Be better than yourself? Be better than another person? A person you don't know? You look at them, look at, what are those? Like, you know, you just looking at it, it's just like, shit, who are you? And, I was watching this video a while back, this lady's channel, and I have to look back in my community tab for it, but she was talking about, like, you know, getting out of, I think, something, she was getting out of something, and it's pretty much kind of like what I'm talking about right now. So maybe she reached that point already. I don't like the way she did it, because, you know, motherfucker, I like to have my little money. I still want the Aston Martin, but it's just like, when I get it, the satisfaction of it should not be external. It should be internal. And that's the part that I'm afraid of. To get these things and to actually achieve my goals, which, bro, listen, my business partner and my friends will tell you, hey, listen, you know, my really good friend, who's my brother, Jermaine, he'll tell you, man, if I start talking about something long enough, my brother will tell you, hey, listen, man, he's just like, yeah, I'm just waiting for you to send a picture of, like, when you got it. And that's how it is with me. Like, I'm just like that. Like, but I don't, it feels like a fight, you know, it feels unsatisfying when you're achieving these things. Like, it's nice to get these lights around the house and everything. Tomorrow I'm going to get this, the invisible underground dog fence put in. So that's going to be cool. So, I'm going to get that done, put it around the house. Then my dog can just run free and I don't have to really watch her for anything. She'll get trained and all this other stuff. I mean, you hear the truck. Big V8 diesel. I think it's like an Allison diesel, yeah. Chevy, like rock. Oh, wait, is that Ford? That fight, man, that fight, that push, that, like, and I'm looking at Kang, like, you know, it's like, why does he have to destroy everything? Why does he have to, you know, why does he have to push on? What's the purpose of it? You know? I hope you know, because I don't. And then, you know, like, the thing is, the problem why I want to face this head on and talk about it is because it starts to breed thoughts of inadequacy. Me, of all people, the youngest of grizzlies. Inadequate? I think not. But I also think that I could be doing better. I could be greater. I could be somewhere else. Is it the environment? Yeah. Am I a product of that said environment? Yeah. But to be controlled by that environment, to be pushed, thinking about things like concepts in economics, like the velocity of money, and why they push to control this thing that we don't like, that, you know, not everybody understands or knows, but, you know, why is there a push to understand better the velocity of money? Or no, why is there a push to increase, decrease, or just to keep up the speed of the velocity of money? And then what drives that velocity, or who is being driven by that velocity? And I understand it's abstract thoughts here. I'm connecting things that are dissimilar. you can look at these things and see it in, like, in yourself, where you're looking at yourself and you're like, why am I doing this? Like, if you don't know why you're doing something, then it's not you. Like, it's really not you. Like, me personally, I always think, if you don't know why you're doing something, you're a puppet. Like, if for instance, if your boss says to do it, okay, cool. But if it's like, okay, you get out of work and then you just, like, you can't stop going to this bar. You can't stop eating ice cream, or you can't stop, you know, fucking with this type of chick or this person. You know, where it's just so easy. I always tell people, like, or I always say, hey, listen, there's 3 types of relationships: where you simp, you invest, and you trick. No, you simp, you trick, you invest. But there's also, I think, like 3 types of women, where you're a slut, you're a slut, you're a thought. No, you're a slut, you're a hoe, and you're a nympho. And those are 3 different levels of control, because I could be, like, really, I could consider myself, and I could be, I could be close to being correct and saying that I'm a slut in some ways of this system, this economy. Now, to define a little bit on the slut part, a slut is a person that and these are all sexual terms, right? This all has to do with sex and with women. But a slut is a person that doesn't control their sexuality, someone else does. Like, you my slut. Like, yo, I'm gonna slut you out. I'm gonna do whatever I want to you, right? And you just let that person, because you don't feel like you have any power or control. A hoe is a person that's transactional, right? It's the, you know, female version of a trick, or, you know, whatever. Like, so you're doing this, like, yo, I'm gonna give you access to my vagina for money, right? Or for something, like, you know, barter system, whatever. And then a nympho is a person that actually wants to do this act, and they get something out of it that may be intangible, right? But they get some type of satisfaction, like it fills some type of void. You know, pun intended. It feels some type of void. And that's how I look at those things, right? Because those are all different levels of sex. And, like, you can make these things, you know, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be whatever. But those are the ones that I think about. So when people, like, talk about, oh, man, she's a slut, it's like, no, that's a hoe. That's a hoe. Like, definitions matter. That is a whore. You know, that type of stuff. That's a trick. That's a simp. That's a man that's investing in another person so they can get an equal or outsized return on their investment. They're looking for somebody that's going to reciprocate and give them what they want while providing an asset, a service, some type of satisfaction to fulfill that other person's need. It is not a take. It is a give and a take. It is a series of trade-offs, compromises, if I was talking in Thomas Sowell terms. Sometimes you feel like a slut, sometimes you don't. You know, and I used to, like, the first time I ever felt like, you know, I was somewhat the hoe was when I found out I was getting paid I think it was like $13, maybe $16 an hour. And then I found out what my boss, when I was working for a consulting company, what they were charging per hour for my same time. I was getting paid $16 an hour. He was charging them $75 an hour for my time. I'm not gonna lie, man, that fucked with me. Because then I start to look at myself and I was like, damn, I don't even think I'm worth $75 an hour. But that's what's being charged. So, am I? And that's when I started to see, wow, I'm worth more. Now, this is a value that's assessed by other people or accepted by other people for your work. After that, you know, I started my own consultancy and I was making 50 at the lowest for like home users, and then 75 was like our base, like our meat and potatoes. That was like our meat, rice, potatoes, beans, like those were our like usual customers on a regular basis. Even $65 an hour for this one other customer. And then one customer we had like at $100 an hour, and then like 125. You know, we would add a couple things in there, do some flat rates on some stuff to break it down for them. You know, if a laptop took 2 or 3 4 hours, cool, we break it down like, hey, we did 4 laptops for you, bulk price it, cut it down a little bit, and then give them a good value on that, and then give them a nice turnaround time on it. That's when I started to look at this, and I was like, you know, just like pushing. Yeah, I'm gonna have this business. I'm like my dad now, you know, I'm driving around and, you know, servicing customers and stuff like that. You know, my dad is a cabinet maker, still to this day, and, you know, he's kind of, things are slowing down for him, so he's like, you know, he doesn't do it as much. But like, you know, he's doing this thing with the cabinets and shit, man. And he always did his things with his cabinets. Always going around. He had customers. He wrote up his invoices. We used to have to do his taxes at the end of the year. That was fucking crazy. You know, the damn Home Depot receipts that were damn near rubbed off, and we had to add them all together. That was before Excel spreadsheets, so you know you had to put that down. That push, man, I had it in me early. I saw my dad do it. That's why I always keep gum in my truck, because my dad used to always have gum. And then it was crazy because then you started to see, like, my nephew, he started to always see that I had gum, and he would always, like, get gum out of my car. Like, any car that I had, like, when I had the BMW or even when I had the Explorer, I always had gum in each one of those cars. That push, man. That push towards greatness. And now, like, even today, listening to some music, dancing around a little bit, and I just looked outside, and I was just like, wow. Love the view, blah, 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 getting work done. But sometimes you really get caught up in that, man, and it causes depression. I talked about that the other day with the, you know, the Sith Lord, Darth Therapist, and how she is breaking down, holding on to anger. And it's not that I'm pointing that out because I've held on to that, and I know there's some things that I'm holding on to that are not just hindering me, but making me feel inadequate. Even though if I compared what I'm doing, my life, and what I have done, and the accomplishments, and the ability, more importantly, the ability to always do better and meet expectations, exceed expectations, I'd be blowing people out of the water. But it's not enough. Something about the ambition, the push, the drive to do more. It's not enough. It's just not enough. Like, has to be more. I have to make more impact. I was talking to a brother from the space, and he was talking about, like, you know, don't you want to be known for this? And I was like, nah, I'm not really into that. Even talked to, like, you know, other brothers from the space. Hey, listen, man, like, you know, we can get your numbers up. And it's, nah, it's not what I really want. Because what I really like is doing the connecting with people. Brother from the space hit me up by text just asking for direction. And cool, let's do a quick call. You know, it's easier than texting. You know, hey, okay, great. I see that you're doing something. I'm going to pour into you. No problem. Or, you know, you could take from me whatever you want, however you want to, whatever the scenario dynamic or the look for it is, like, I'm with it. I'm okay. I'm cool. Like, but I see you're progressing. That's great. Even when I was at the gym today, you know, like, there's like some younger guys, and they're like, yo, man, what's up? You know, because I'm always hyping them up. Yo, man, come on, bro. You got 135? Yo, let's go. Move that big bitch off you, baby. Let's go. You got it? I saw it, dude. I saw it. That's just crazy. Keep it going. And you build relationships with people like that, right? Because they see that you have their back, and like that's a quote unquote cool dude. Because I want to hype people up, and I want people to do better around me. And then even with the brother that called, you know, I talked to him and said, hey, listen, you know, maybe you should do this. Okay, I see the test is changing. Cool, no problem. That doesn't mean that there's going to be huge changes between the current test and the new test. It just means that maybe there's more information that's out there, but don't let that discourage you. Honestly, you'll probably see that everything is pretty much the same, because if you look at technology, it only makes so many leaps and bounds. Like, you know, you're not going to have quantum computing in fucking A+ right now. You're just not. Like, it's just not, they're not talking about it. It's still, that's such bleeding edge. Like, the shit's still, you know, in the blood vessel, so to speak, you know, like that shit they ain't even extract that shit yet. They're just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a little nick right now. It ain't a full, you know, blood open wound just bleeding out where everybody has access to it. And that's what I like. Those are the connections that I like. I like those connections with people where I can say, okay, hey, listen, I can reach out to you and, you know, talk to this person and make sure everything is okay. That to me is I guess greatness. And maybe this is just a reconceptualizing of greatness. Like, what is my concept of greatness, and what is my concept of success, and how does that look? Where am I at with that, and where do I want to be with that, more importantly? I drive up to my house and like all the lights are the same and it's bright, you know, like that. Yo, that's tight. That's cool. I drive up and I see my my pump house. It's a different color. It's a nicer color. And then I'm going to get my building painted the same color. Like, yo, that's cool. Like, yo, all my buildings match, you know, that type of shit. That's cool. That puts a smile on my face, you know. So maybe not a car, maybe not money, even though money gets these things. So I'm gonna keep that part. I like having the money. I like being able to, like, I think that's another thing that, like, I love, is just being able to, like, yo, I got it. Let me just go get it. I connected with this new artist on Instagram, and he has this, like, he does, like, road signs, and he paints them over. And he's doing Homer Simpson right now, and I can't wait to get that piece. So I already put in a deposit. Oh, shit. I paid him too much. But I like that, because it's like, I didn't even think about it. Fuck. I paid to do too much. He said $450. I sent him $250, as if the fucking thing is $500. Fuck. Anyways, that'll cover shipping or whatever. But having that, being able to do that, that's the cool thing to me. That's nice. That's rewarding, you know. And that's what I'm like. I don't want to run towards this cookie cutter canned version of success. And that's what I'm seeing. You know, that's like the keeping up with the Joneses. If I look at it and I look to my neighbor's house, yo, this lady's older, lives on 8 acres, lives in that house by herself. Family's always there checking on her and all this other stuff. That's fucking awesome. Andrew Tate has talked about that with his grandmother, and having all the different grandkids and everybody else there, and she was like, I think like 78 or something like that, and celebrating her birthday. Like, that's awesome. Even being a matriarch, even being a patriarch in that's awesome. Not just to be able to provide, but, for instance, those that you provided for coming back to provide for you. Like what I'm doing with my dad and helping him out. Long time coming, man. I owe him more than that. I owe my mom more than that. I can't give them enough. Now, there are limits, but I'm able to do it, and that's awesome. Anyways, I got to get in the house. I just wanted to express that. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you so much. This helped, because it's like, you know, you talk about this stuff, you put it out the ether. This is therapeutic, man. Shout out to Black Ram 313. Love you, brother. And love you all. Love you, all the other brothers in this space. even the women in this space. We mean well. We're trying to make a change. We want better for everyone. But that is going to require sacrifice, require us to be harsh, to be truthful, to fight the evil that is out there at every turn, every theater of war, battle, every platform, every debate. And that's what you're seeing. It's kind of over, so we're just laying the groundwork. What is 3.0? What does it look like? What will it be? It might start on YouTube or come from the YouTube concept, but 2.0 didn't start, or 1.0 is far different than 2.0, and 3.0 will change as well. Platforms like TikTok or maybe even Meta, VR, and all these other places, that will be, I think, 3.0. And a person that talks about post-red pill content, post-red pill mindset, post-red pill thought process, red pill rage, I should say, thought process, and really going into the future, going into what's next beyond somewhat maybe a pioneer, so to speak, or trying to be a pioneer and looking not back but forward. You don't notice it, but a lot of stuff that we do is very repetitive. Or it's actually, no, people do notice that. Okay, they definitely notice that. But it's not just repetitive because, you know, repetition is the mother of skill. Shout out to David Carroll. Rest in peace, brother. We're peeling back the onion. The thing is, the next onion that we have to peel back will not be done by us. There's more layers to this one, and we will explore those layers. We will, you know, it's going to require us to cry, but we will get to the heart of it until there's nothing left, until we just reach understanding. And that's going to be rough for a lot of people. Definitely rough. Definitely rough. So be prepared for it. Be prepared for what's next. And when that time comes, let go. Let go of 2.0. Also, let go of thinking you can control 3.0 and what's next. It's already started. Not on some, like, I don't know where. But I've seen it, you know, it's a different platform. It's a different thought process. It's so fucking baked in right now that, and I talk about this a lot, and people might get annoyed. Like, yes, we know, Young Grizzly, it's baked in. Yes. Okay, great. But it's so, like, just baked in, man, to the point where what's next is going to look far different than what we ever experienced or thought about, or thought, like, you know, you just don't know in terms of the Kang timelines. You don't know, you know, how this stuff could branch off and all this other stuff. You don't know. Not at all. But when it comes, and when you realize it, when you start to see, like, oh, this is it. This is the turning point. This is the new, you know, whatever. Embrace it. Don't try to control it. Help it grow. Help it get off its, you know, stop from crawling and, you know, get on its feet. Help it any which way you can. All right. Kind of lost it there at the end there, but talk to you all later. Love you always. Peace.